Republicans in Congress have pledged that they're going to extend Trump's tax cut from his previous 4 years, a $200 billion tax cut, that was supposed to go away. It was supposed to go away after time for the wealthy and big corporations. When they passed it, the lion's share was supposed to be out of existence by 2025. But these tax cuts have already added $2 trillion to the federal deficit. That's a fact. No one denies that. $2 trillion. Now Republicans want to extend them without paying for them. Again, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office said that would add $2.7 trillion again to the deficit. And would give people who make over $4 million a year an additional tax break of $175,000 a year. The tax break alone is more than twice what the average family makes in a year. And it would explode the deficit and leave the American taxpayer holding the bag. Look, folks, let's be crystal clear about what's happening. If you add up the proposals the Republican friends, my Republican friends have offered just so far, what they've offered these now, it would add more than $3 trillion to the debt over 10 years. $3 trillion. Now our Republican friends want to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. They'd get rid of the savings on prescription drugs that we buy like Medicare. We buy through Medicare. And it would eliminate today, right now, $159,000 a year in savings on lower drug cost. Now that just means your tax dollars are going to be saved $159,000 to do what we're doing right now. In other words, it cuts the deficit. It doesn't cut Medicare or Medicaid or drugs available. It cuts the cost. And here's Rick Scott's response to this. He says that because I'm cutting prescription drug costs, that means I'm cutting Medicare. Where's he been? I think he's a little confused. We're saving Medicare hundreds of billions of dollars over time. We're strengthening Medicare because they'll no longer have to pay exorbitant prices to Big Pharma. We're saving millions of dollars in out-of-pocket expenses for seniors, for drugs they need to stay healthy. Senator Scott's bottom line is, he said, we're reducing the deficit and at the same time we're getting seniors a fair price. Somehow that's costing the government. He's a little confused. And the packages argue over another $2, maybe $3. Some of our Republican friends in the House are talking about taking the economy hostage over the full faith and credit of the United States. They say, unless I accept their economic plans, which is totally irresponsible, they're not going to pay the national debt, which took 200 years to accumulate. It's not the debt this year, last year. We cut the debt by $1.7 billion in the last 2 years. This is a 200-year obligation that's been accumulated. And I made it clear in the State of the Union, I will not negotiate whether or not we pay our debt. I will not allow this nation to default. So I met with the new Speaker of the House about how we should proceed to settle our differences. He's a decent guy. And here's what I suggested to him. Instead of threats about default, which would be a catastrophe, the first time America's full faith and credit will have been, anyway, not met. Let's have a conversation, I told him, about how to grow the economy, create jobs, lower costs, and reduce the deficit.